yesterday's Two-Way Tonight, you showed a clip of Trump talking about paid professional agitators. And as I said to you in the email, I haven't seen any specific reporting of anybody being paid. I've been to several of the No Kings rallies with my friends. Nobody there that I know of was paid. The signs were all hand done. And I think it's a talking point that I know MAGA seems to love, and people I've seen in this platform have seemed to love. And, you know, it seems to be unchallenged at these press conferences. Like Caroline Levitt, I think, had said it as well. And so that's a concern that I have, is that, you know, this is a talking point. There's thousands of people protesting, and I don't think they're getting paid. And but anyway,
Pete, thank you for that, and I want all three of you to respond to it. I will just say, on the one hand, it's a huge failing of the media that this is not being adjudicated. It just should be. We should know the answer. On the other hand, I'll say, and Mary Margaret, I'll go to you first. I have a high degree of confidence that if vast numbers of people were being paid, organizations like Mary Margaret would have proved it by now. Because if people are getting money, somebody's going to talk. Somebody's going to talk. If they're there inorganically because they're getting money, somebody's going to talk. So, for instance, people were paid to go to Trump rallies in 2016, and that was documented, right? So, Mary Margaret, thoughts on whether people are being paid and why it's ambiguous?
Well, I was only in Minneapolis for maybe 5 hours last week, and we landed on Air Force Two. We drove right over. We got out of the vans to walk in, and as soon as I stepped out of the van, I heard on a megaphone the voice of a man that I know from Washington, D.C., who has told me that he is paid to go to transgender protests, to abortion protests, to climate change protests, and now apparently to a Minneapolis protest. That was the first voice I heard when I got out of this motorcade to go into this event in Minneapolis. So I think it's absurd to say that no one is being paid out there. And I have spoken to multiple officials from the DOJ, from the White House, that have said that they're looking into these groups that are being paid right now, and they're going to release their findings very soon. So I, for one, would absolutely be looking forward to that.
Okay, so let's differentiate. There are groups that are funding organizations that are organizing protests, but you're saying, Mary Margaret, this gentleman claimed as an individual he was paid to go. Did he say by whom?
So I have talked to this man many, many times. I did not talk to him on the street in Minneapolis last week, but I'm telling you, he was the first voice I heard when I got out of the motorcade.
But who pays him? Does George Soros write him a personal check?
That I don't know. He has told me many times that he said, "I'm paid to be here, paid to be here."
I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical too.
I'm skeptical. Now, I also would say that the other issue of so-called Soros funded or these other groups, I would also like to know more about that. Now, I'm a reporter, but I don't have time to go do all that investigative reporting these days. I'm trying to build a company, amongst other things. Matt Bennett, your thoughts on the concept of people being paid to go protest?
As the sign says, you don't have to pay people. They hate them for free. And believe me when I tell you, 7 million people that showed up at the No Kings protest, the people that are showing up at 4 degrees below zero in Minnesota, those people are not being paid. That is complete malarkey. It is total nonsense. Whatever your view of Alexis Preddy's behavior, if that was him in that video you showed earlier, did that look like a guy that was being paid to be there?
Yeah.
He was furious. And so are all those other people. They do not like what they are seeing being done to their city and to their neighbors. That's why they're there.
Pete, I will say, if somebody gets to the bottom of it, either investigative reporter or conservative media or the government, I'm going to make sure you get your back pay, because I feel horrible. You were out there for free. John Michael, what are your thoughts on this, John Michael?
I mean, I haven't talked to anybody that said they were paid explicitly, and I've been to a lot of protests and marches and rallies and things of this sort. However, to Mary Margaret's point, I have seen the same folks at myriad, tons of different rallies all over the country, not just DC. I went down to Richmond and saw people that I saw at the Supreme Court down there protesting Trump. So would I say that there's, no one getting paid? I think it would be foolish to say no one's getting paid to show up to these protests. Now, also, I would wait till the report comes out, either from the government or another outlet that actually confirms that. But there are a lot of repeat, protesters that we've seen. I've worked on Capitol Hill for so many years, and there's a group called Code Pink, and what they do is essentially, they protest. They go to different hearings and they stand up and yell, and then they get taken out by security. The security knows them on a first name basis from what I've seen because they protest so often. Now, whether or not they're paying their folks to do that, that's another question. But there are groups that love to show up repeatedly to different events to make their voices heard. And you know, in most of these cases, they have the right to do that. Now, whether or not they're getting paid, that is still, I would say, an open question. No one that I've talked to has said they are.
Well said. Okay. Cozy Earth, buy one, get one free pajama set. The bamboo pajama set sold out during the holidays. The demand remains high. This is the only time they say they'll offer you this opportunity this year. Go to cozyearth.com. Promo code two-way BOGO, buy one, get one. Two-way BOGO to get the pajama set. Great Valentine's Day gift and an opportunity. If you haven't tried out the Cozy Earth products yet, a great opportunity to try something out, buy one, get one free. So it's an opportunity to get two and see if you like them. And if you do, you'll want to buy everything else, the sheets, the bubble cuddle blanket, everything else, the towels. Show yourself and someone you love a little love around Valentine's Day. Go right now, cozyearth.com. Use the promo code two-way BOGO. Two-way BOGO. It is my favorite promo code. I've told you that. cozyearth.com, two-way BOGO. Get 2 pairs of the pajama set for the price of one. You'll be able to upgrade your sleep, effortlessly fall asleep with these soft pajamas. Someone's going to try them and come on in the next day, and then everybody's going to want to buy them.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.